mindsets, beliefs, and practices to create a world that is truly equitable and democratic for its citizenry. Thus, series titles attend to issues both inside and outside of schools, as well as their nexus, shedding light on what matters and how we, in education, can improve practices that systematically improve students' opportunities to reach their full capacity. Above all, the Race and Education series asks the important question: do we have the fortitude to center race in our work, or will we continue going about our business as usual? I am always mindful of curriculum theorist Beverly Gordon's provocative observation that critiquing your own assumptions about the world, especially if you believe the world works for you, is an arduous endeavor. At the very heart of this series is an explicit challenge to those in power to work for the good of humanity, to interrupt systems, policies, and practices that work only for some while others remain underserved. It asks, how do the effects of poverty and compromised opportunities in transportation, housing, and employment manifest themselves in communities' responses to social injustice? What role does and should education play in understanding and responding to these manifestations? What roles do teachers and other educators play in helping students develop insights about the salience of race in society? How do education policymakers respond to these realities when making decisions about what gets covered in the curriculum? The books in this series address many of these questions about race, racism, and discrimination to advance what we know, theoretically and empirically, in education and to move us toward a more equitable education system. Indeed, a primary premise of the series is that we must learn from a diverse range of disciplines to build and sustain efforts on behalf of students who continue to be underserved and marginalized in education. Thus, scholars and scholarship from a variety of disciplines, sociology, psychology, health sciences, political science, legal studies, and social work, can assist us in reversing educational trends that continue to have devastating effects on student experiences and outcomes. There is solid evidence that students succeed when responsive and relevant mechanisms are in place. The Race and Education series will contribute to the educational equity and racial justice agenda, centralizing those mechanisms that will help us reach our true ideal democracy. I am ready. I am hopeful that readers of the series are as well. Welcome. #Let's do the work. Introduction. Why we need a paradigm shift in schools now. In Spring Valley High School in Columbia, South Carolina, a 16-year-old girl identified in some news reports as Shakara was asked to put away her cell phone during math class on October 26, 2015. When she did not comply with the classroom teacher's request, an administrator was called in and asked Shakara to leave the room. She did not. School resource officer Ben Fields, who is essentially an armed police officer, was asked to intervene. It was reported that Officer Fields told Shakara she was under arrest. What ensued, captured on video by the phone of a classmate, was Officer Fields grabbing Shakara by her neck while she was still seated and forcefully turning her desk over backward before dragging her across the floor as her peers watched helplessly or looked away. The adults stood at the front of the classroom and watched. One of Shakara's classmates, Naya Kenny, reportedly began shouting, "What the F?" and praying aloud. In the aftermath, the Richland County Sheriff offered. The student was told she was under arrest for disturbing school and given instructions which she again refused. The video then shows the student resisting and being arrested by the SRO, school resource officer. Naya Kenny